Great day, great day. Yeah, I just jumped up here because I wanted to um, just chit chat for a quick minute. It's like a beautiful day today. There's been so much going on for me since last week, a lot of stuff going on. I wanted to talk to you guys about what's going to be coming up on my show. We are doing the show launched yesterday. I told you guys the 29th. Our station was going live. There's some music. The talk shows will begin on July 4th. Mine, particularly, that morning, I'll be talking about things that are definitely centered around July 4th, than the so called Independence Day. Great day, bro. Oh, my bro up here. What's up, bro? Let me drop the link in case anybody want to come up. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a couple of things as far as like let me drop the link real quick just in case. Okay, I'm gonna be doing a couple of things with the show as far as getting information together on everything that we need to be understanding when it comes to this Fourth of July stuff. They always lying to us about everything. I get so tired of that. This was what this Memorial Day or whatever is coming up, and it kind of ties into a lot of the same lies in the foundation. But we are definitely going to be talking about some important things when it comes to what's going on with that July holiday. I may bring up the Memorial Day holiday as far as explanations on things and, um, talking about some of the falsifications. I do plan on having an indigenous a couple of indigenous people come on the panel to actually be able to discuss this stuff in depth. I'm very new to the Aboriginal community, even though I am Aboriginal. I don't talk about those things uh, too much, but because I don't think it's real important. But to a lot of my people, what I notice is it is important. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't disconnect or disassociate myself from what's going on when it comes to the communities, because when we think about these communities, they're all a part of us. They all want what's right. A lot of them want justice. A lot of them are seeking physical compensation when it comes to like the lands of ancestors and things of that nature. So we will not make that a small thing, because that is a big thing. It's a very large thing. It's very important how we are caught up into the physicalities, because we're part of this physical world. No matter how we want to stay away from it or not be a part of it, we become a part of it a lot of times because we're in it. It's like you just can't like just take yourself away from it or jump out of it, so on and so forth. So with that, dang, I was just trying to think, what was my title? I wasn't even gonna go live. I literally just jumped up here because I was thinking about something, and then, as y'all know, I'm gonna say whatever's on my mind. So what happened? If somebody could put in the title what it was, I'd appreciate that. I can't see it from here, but basically, I wanted to talk about a lot of different things, like being in the right space, um, people not being able to um, conform to whatever area it is that they're in. If you're in certain circumferences, or if you're around certain people, or let's say family versus your friends, there's a certain amount of comfortability in people being in a certain space within themselves. They act a certain way, their frequency may change, their talk may change, the conversations may change. There's a lot of different factors that kind of play into that. So people need to make sure that they are in the right space at all times, because if you're in the right space, there's no reason to be confused as to whatever it is that you're standing in. A lot of times people think that what you feel or what you're thinking about is not particularly the right way, let's say. They may not agree with you. They don't think that the way you do or say things or you present things is, correct. But a lot of times we have to make sure that we're doing things for ourselves, not being too particular with other people. Putting our I guess our foundations, our learnings, our information on others, expecting them to absorb the information. A lot of times people cannot absorb things, if they're not open to it. A lot of times people are so full of other things that They can't clear themselves of some of the things that are within their natural nature or their environment. If I'm around certain people, I'm going to pick up on certain things and maybe do things a little differently. If I'm around another type of person, I'm probably going to be a little more reserved, maybe learning them. I don't really know these people too well. So I'm going to try and pick up on the environment that I'm in, to make sure that I'm not discussing things that people are interested in. I'm not talking about things that people are opposed to or find offensive, so on and so forth. That's the same thing with dealing with anything. When it comes to our kids, even, people aren't comfortable a lot of times in the right space to get information from the kids. You don't know what's going on with your kids. Sometimes you want to have a comfortability with them. Sometimes you want to make sure that they have a certain inclination of, what you'll do if they're doing something wrong or, whatever the case may be. So you want to make sure you have a good relationship with your kids or other relatives, like maybe your niece, nephew, so on and so forth. So you're able to give them a good foundation of comfortability. You want them to come to you for anything. You want to be able to talk to them about anything. You want to make sure that they have an open ear. If kids don't understand or know that, what they're going to do is not have the ability to share because they don't feel comfortable with you, and they'll start talking to their friends, where they're not going to get the best advice all the time. Not to say that some of their friends may not give them good advice, but may not be the advice that you have. So if you have a certain relationship and you're growing kids into certain things, I heard somebody on their panel talking about how, oh, they kids be scared to do this or that. If they're not around, they know better, da 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 da. When it comes to that, it's not so much about the kids being scared. I think it starts with the foundation of starting when they're really young. Them respecting you. You're able to show them the same kind of respect. Not like they're your parent, but just letting them know that they're respected. Their word means something. How they feel matter. Things of that nature. I hear a lot of things that grown people say that don't make a lot of sense to me. Like it doesn't matter how you feel, still do it, or you do what I say no matter what, blah blah blah, this and that. But I don't think that's really good. I think it's really, really important for us um to dwell in that, build those foundations. So when it comes to talk about very serious matters, like the things that we discussed, our kids already had this stuff instilled in them. I used to tell my kids when they were younger, that they would have different things going on with them that, it's not a battle with each other, it's other things that you're battling. You're fighting against each other when, there are other things that are trying to create some type of animosity so that you guys can grow together, be as close, this or that, or what have you. And they would notice, little small things. Arguing over small things, spirits and energies can come from all over, different friends, the environment kids going to school and stuff. So you got to be real particular when it comes to that. You got to be very, very careful with where your kids are at and what they're doing mentally. It's not about, where they're going, whose friends they're going to, whatever the case may be. You don't have to keep them in the house or away from people, but when you send their child out the house, you have to know that they have that foundation to stand on, the words that you've taught them, the things that you taught them, the way that they've seen you grow, the way that they see you interact, the way you act. I become embarrassed if I get upset or screaming, acting crazy or whatever in front of my children because it's like I don't want them to see me like that because it's not proper. It's not right. I shouldn't be upset. I shouldn't allow other things to take over my emotions or what have you. So what you have to do is start teaching them when they're very young, 3, 4 years old, when they can comprehend and understand. I remember a lady telling me when my daughter was about 2, she was doing something at, she's like, oh, you're talking to her like she's a grown up. I'm looking at this lady like she understands what I'm saying. What are you talking about? Oh, she must be blah, blah, blah. And, baby and her children, it's okay to baby talk and had a little cute talking with your kids, but you have to talk to your children. You have to speak to them when they're young so that they can develop language skills, so they can develop comprehension, so they can know how to speak to others. And it's clear, you have to make sure that they're able to understand rules, boundaries. They're able to come to you with anything, and know that you're not going to get upset with them. Even when our kids do things wrong, a lot of times it's the way you handle things. You don't have to get upset, yelling, screaming. Have a conversation with your child, even if you have to punish them, take things from them, whatever the case may be. It's better to do that versus screaming and yelling at them, because then they're not going to have a comprehension of what they did wrong. Even though you might think, oh, they know what they did. I told them, blah, blah, blah. And don't do this and this, and that. And they went and did that. Okay, yeah. But maybe you need to explain to them why. Why you told them not to do this. The reason, the repercussions of what could happen if they did this, or things of that nature. A lot of times people don't do that. They don't take the time. They think, I had this kid. They better just listen to me, do what I say, But we have to build the foundation of them having the understanding of their self, growing within themselves, not expecting our kids to be us. That's another thing. I have a lot of friends. I think they expect their kids to, be the person that they are. I'm growing my child to be this person, or I'm trying to develop them into this. Okay, we can guide our children, but we can't make them be a person they're not. We can't make them be the person we want them to be. We can mold them, but that doesn't mean that they're going to conform to that particular shape and stay that way. So all we can do is guide them, and have a relationship where you can help to develop them and grow with them mentally, or even together. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I learned a lot of things from my kids. My youngest, my oldest, my middle child. I learned a lot of different things. The youth keep us informed on things. They can advise us on information that we're not even aware of, because there are a lot of things that kids talk about and we don't hear about. They keep secret and silent, and they talk about different things that they don't want the adults to know about, having privacy, and all this weird nonsense that people try to say kids should have. Privacy. They should have privacy, sure, but when it comes down to it, there's a certain amount of privacy that is earned, and I don't think that kids should have a certain amount of privacy. It should be open, just like you're open with your child. You should be able to discuss anything with them. You should be able to come to them, So I don't think there should be things that you keep from your kids, and I don't think kids should keep things from their parents. Personal things. Of course, when it comes to developmental issues, sexual things, certain things of that nature. Of course, you don't want to talk to your parent about anything, but you definitely want to be open about important things that are life sustaining, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Just having a person to consult with when it comes to different issues you're going through on a day-to-day basis, whatever the case may be. I deal with so many issues when it comes to a client base. I have a lot of things that I don't like to talk about because it's private and privileged information, but I would love to talk about some of the things that people go through, where you have to try to step outside of that particular realm to see what's going on, to be able to evaluate some situations to help a person out. So what we have to do is stay focused. Something came up with one of my clients this week, and I think it's important to say, when it comes to your time, being focused on your time. Don't have your time all over the place. You cannot sit and manipulate your entire week with worrying about the month and what's going on, and you don't even know what's going to happen or transpire this week. A lot of times, what you have to do is take your time to do what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Maybe focus on the next 3 days. Start to focus on the next 2 days. Think, what can you do? What can I do? I have to do these certain things over the week, so I can't do anything about this thing to Thursday. Today is Sunday. I don't think I'm going to worry about that till Wednesday. Occupying a lot of space in your mind a lot of times leaves way for a person to lose important information, for them to pass over important information, for them to not even hear or have the focus to see something that may be put in their face for them particularly, and then they may not even see it or understand it because they're focused on so many other things. If you get up or wake up in the morning and you're thinking about 20,000 things to do or that you have to do, it's pretty freaking hard to find a focus to look at the important things. There may be one or two things that you need to focus on the entire day so that your brain is relaxed and you have enough space in your mind to develop and grow in another area that you may need to focus on. Sometimes taking time to distinguish yourself from the nonsense and the things that are relevant at the particular time is a little more important than worrying about a whole bunch of things. Having your head clouded with a bunch of thoughts, having a bunch of phone calls. Sometimes you might need to turn your ringer off your phone, so you're not getting or being bombarded with a lot of phone calls. That happens to me a lot. A lot of times I'm doing things and I may be on a live or a panel, and there's something I may have needed to do, but because I got caught up in the conversation, it slipped my mind because I'm thinking about so many different things that have been developing over the conversation the past few hours. Then I'm behind in something I'm trying to catch up on the next day. That's mind-boggling. It takes a lot of information. To process things on a day-to-day basis, and you have to make sure that you're regenerating your computer, which is your mind and your brain, to allow it to function correctly. You have to make sure that you're getting the proper rest when it comes to that, being able to think and function correctly, having the correct, concise dissonance to uh, distinguish reality versus certain falsehoods. And, all that stuff's very important. We don't always think that it is, but it really is. Living a basic life and not pertaining to other people and what they think your life should be, or what they think you should be doing with your life. Um, Having a lot of judgments on others when they can't even rectify the problems and the issues that they have going on within themselves. That's another thing that I run across a lot. But basically, I just want to jump up here to say that real quick. I will be going live July 4th. I will talk more about it in the days to come, and put out the promotions that we'll be offering for the first show. I'm gonna have a lot of information on this independent stuff, and all of the lies and documentations of things that have not been true when it comes to some of the things that have happened with some of these wars and things of that nature. That is actually my plan. I have a couple of indigenous leaders that will be joining me to go over some important information. Um, and during that time, we'll probably be offering some assistance or help for people to get their information to, get everything going as far as if they're interested in anything when it comes to the indigenous side, making yourself a nonpartisan of the Corporation of the United States, all these different things. So, gonna have a lot of discussions in July and August, actually. So get ready for that. Make sure you guys are ready, and staying tuned on YouTube. What I'm going to be doing is some of the information that I discuss on here. I won't say exactly what's most relevant because it may differ from whatever I think of at the time. But what I'm gonna be doing is a lot of the information that I discuss and go over that will be part of the promotion. I may have a trip and a couple of other things planned for July. I know for the first show, there's a couple of things that I'm going to be doing in sponsorships and with promotions. So I'm thinking about having a trip offered in that. So it is important and pertinent to stay focused and stay tuned so that you're part of that. I've developed a lot of people that I've grown close to over the last few months on the YouTube platform. So I definitely want to make sure that you guys stay incorporated into my radio platform so that when I do that, you are all participants in any promotions that I am offering, if you're interested, of course. Some people, don't like to vacation. They're kind of more comfortable in staying where they are, doing the things that they're doing and building their foundations. That's fine as well. If in the case of that, there may be a promotion of either the vacation or gift cards, so on and so forth. So we'll see. All depends on what I'm instructed on as well, and what I'm able to do. I'll be doing when it comes to that, making those decisions. So I'm excited, a little bit excited about that. Depending on how everything goes. I definitely will. I do plan on incorporating my YouTube, as I said. So the day that I go live, I will be on StreamYard, um, there may be some muting of some music or something, some things that may not be allowed on YouTube, but I'll definitely be playing a part of some of my programming and including to my YouTube platform as well. I'm excited about this. And a couple of other things, a few things have been negative in the last couple of weeks from certain people, and I just can't deal with that. So, what I'm going to do is try and stay a little low and still be active, but just stay away from some of the negative aspects that I see have been transpiring from people that seek attention or, need a certain amount of sympathy or certain things of that nature that I'm noticing. But yeah, just wanted to keep it short, guys, and jump on here. It's a beautiful day. I'm about to be out here in it, and you guys be blessed and have a good one.